games, and the Indians dominating Detroit here in this young campaign. As the Indians, when I say young campaign, I'm talking about the season series. The Indians and Tigers have only played in 3 series, and we still have 3 more to go. But the Indians already have gone 7-1 against Detroit here in 2019. What a beautiful day for baseball off the shores of Lake Erie. We have nothing but blue skies and sunshine overhead as the Indians will head onto the field behind Zach Plesac. The Indians and Tigers will play in perfect baseball weather conditions, actually perfect conditions for anything that you would like to do today. And one of the great things about Sunday day games here in Cleveland, it's Kids Fun Day, and all of these youngsters are at a position, and they're going to get to meet a Cleveland Indian, shake their hands, get an autograph, and then go to the ball game with mom and dad. Frankie Lindor gave a young little boy the biggest hug out at shortstop. He's giving him another one. Ugh. Those kids will have memories for a lifetime. Mom and dad are probably even more excited, as the youngsters probably don't realize how fortunate they are. It's really a neat thing that the Indians do here on Kids Fun Day, and if you do have children, you should try to be a part of it here at some point. It's a pretty neat event. Meanwhile, let's get back to baseball as the Indians come in here with a record of 41-35. It's the season best 6 games, over 500 now, and the Indians still not able to gain any ground because Minnesota never loses. Tribe's still 9 games in back of Minnesota. Detroit, though, they have really started to plummet. They've lost 3 in a row, but boy, since the last time we talked about them getting off to a good start, they have gone a grand total of 10-29. It's almost now a 40-game stretch, 10-29 since May 8th. And it's put them at 26-46, 4th place in the division, 22 games out of first. And obviously we have a lot of baseball, more than a half a season yet to be played. Adrian Johnson's the home plate umpire today. Quinn Walcott at first, Marvin Hudson at second, Roberto Ortiz at third. Right now, there's no breeze whatsoever. The flags are hanging limp as right-hander Zach Plesac will face the right-handed hitting Jacoby Jones. Plesac, 6'2", 200 pounds, 24 years of age, fastball, curve, slider, changeup. First time he's ever faced Detroit, Plesac delivers, and it's a first pitch strike. And we're underway at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. Game time temp of 73 degrees. Plesac works first base side of the rubber, and the delivery is a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count 1-1. Zach Plesac, his 6th major league start. He's 2-2 with a terrific ERA of 2.56. The wind and pitch, wide, ball 2, 2-1. Plesac is going 6 innings per start in his 5 major league outings. He averages 7 strikeouts, 3 walks per 9 innings. Now the 2-1, a swing and a long drive to deep left center. This has got bleachers written all over it. 1-0 Tigers. So Jacoby Jones got a mid-90s fastball and hit a rocket into the bleachers in left center, and the Tigers have the early 1-0 lead. Jacoby Jones with his 9th home run of the year, and I'm telling you, folks, he got all of it. That is 7 home runs given up by Zach Plesac in 5 starts, plus 1 batter in start number 6. Here is Nick Castellanos hitting second today, the right-handed hitting right fielder, batting .268, 7 homers, 26 RBIs. First pitch is swung on and missed, strike 1. Zach Plesac, the number that really jumps out at you, even with that home run, the opposition is batting .191 against Zach Plesac in 5 major league starts. That's really impressive. The right-hander's pitch, and it's a little wide, ball 1. Ball one strike. Plesac has that abbreviated delivery where he stands sideways like he's in a set position. First base side of the rubber. The pitch. And it's in there, off-speed strike. And they count 1-2.
2018 versus Cleveland. Second career. The first leadoff home run for Detroit of 2019.
Now the windup. And Zach Plesac's 1-2 delivery to the Tiger right fielder Nick Castellanos is swung on, socked high in the air to deep left. Luplow is back on the track. He is near the wall and didn't make the catch. Ball hit behind him, and he's in with a double. I don't know if Luplow lost that ball in the sun because he had room to go to the wall and make the catch. And he kept kind of drifting back. It looked like he lost the ball, lost where he was in regards to the wall, and the ball actually fell behind him on the warning track behind him, but didn't hit off the wall. It hit the warning track. So Castellanos has a double on a ball that should have been caught. Luplow's wearing sunglasses, but sometimes on a day like today, cloudless, that high sky, sometimes sunglasses don't help. Here's Miguel Cabrera DHing, batting third, and he fouls back the first pitch. So, Tigers with a home run and a double to start the game off Zach Plesac.
On the home run, 442 feet, 442.
Jacoby Jones, they tell us, hit that home run to the bleachers in left center. 442 feet. The set. And the 0-1 to Cabrera. And it's swung on, fouled off to the right, 0-2. Jacoby Jones, that home run to lead off the game, the first one this year the Tigers have had. Miguel Cabrera batting .295, 4 homers, 30 RBIs. Nobody out, runner at second, 1-0 Detroit, first inning. Cabrera played the other way in the outfield toward right. The pitch to him, and he fouls it off to the right, club seats, 0-2. Jordan Luplow's in left, Oscar Mercado now the center fielder. The right fielder today, Tyler Naquin. Bobby Bradley in his major league debut is at first. Jason Kipnis at second. Frankie Lindor at short. Jose Ramirez at third. And Kevin Plawecki behind the dish. Now the set by Plesac. Hands rest belt high. Check second. And comes to the plate. And a check swing. Did he go? Appeal at first. He did not. Pitch a little outside, evidently. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Tigers making Plesac work, first time they've ever seen him. Plesac, we'll see if that last start in Texas took anything out of him pitching in that heat. He delivers, and it's swung on, bounced in the hole, base hit right field. Being waved home is Castellanos. Now he's stopped, and the throw to the plate, and a good call by Dave Clark at third. The Tigers coach doesn't want to get anybody thrown out at the plate to become the first out in the ballgame. So Cabrera bounces one between first and second into right field. And the Tigers have 3 straight hits. And here's Nico Goodrum, the switch-hitting shortstop. He'll bat left-handed, hitting cleanup. So Tigers at the corners, nobody out. And let's see if Plesac can minimize the damage. Really, though, Castellanos at third should have been the first out in the inning. That ball should have been caught in left field. Here's the set by Plesac and the pitch. And it's off speed low for ball 1. Zach Plesac in his last outing pitched against the Texas Rangers in that plus 90 degree heat. That was on Tuesday. The pitch swung on and missed. Good changeup. And the count 1-1. And in that ball game, he worked into the 8th inning. So you never know if that may take something out of you for your next start. You may not realize it until the next start, literally. Now the 1-1 pitch, and it's fouled back, a fastball, 1-2. Against Texas Tuesday night, Plesac went 7 dominant innings in that heat. giving up 1 run on 2 hits. He said he felt fine, but again, first time in the big leagues, you never know. But right now he's in a tough spot. Infield double play depth. The 1-2 delivery to Goodrum, and he laid off the high fastball, 2-2. Indians infield, pulled to the right, no shift, but definitely pulled to the right, playing back, double play depth. Tigers at the corners, nobody out first inning, 1-0, the Tigers on top. Now the set and pitch, checked on a pitch down low, and a full count. Boy, this has got the makings of a mammoth inning for Detroit, something they desperately need to avoid the sweep and trying to get a little positive feeling back again. Tigers really scuffling. Now Plesac's payoff pitch. Cabrera won't be going, and it's fouled back, and Goodrum stays alive at 3-2. At this stage of his career, you're not going to see Miguel Cabrera ever running. You just can't. And you, again, if you're Ron Gardenhire, you got a chance now to have a big inning. The last thing you're going to do is run yourself out of it. Plesac's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a little looping liner to third, caught by Ramirez. Everybody gets back without getting doubled up. Hit it off the end of the bat. So Goodrum is out number 1. It keeps the Tigers at first and third. And it keeps it a 1-0 Tiger lead in the first. Boy, it's one thing that's eluded the Tigers this weekend, the clutch hit. Yesterday, the Tigers were 0 for 9 when they swung the bats with men in scoring position. And they've got to get more than 1 run out of this inning. Here's Brandon Dixon, right-handed hitter, playing at first. The set by Plesac, and the pitch down low, ball 1. Tigers coming in here, the worst offensive club in the American League. They only score 3.5 runs a game. The pitch, fastball is up, and the count 2-0. And part of that's been a lack of hitting when it counts. As far as batting with men in scoring position, it's been a problem for the Tigers all season long. Now the set, now the pitch, and it's in there, called strike. 2 balls and a strike. With men in scoring position this year, the Tigers have been one of the worst teams in all of baseball. Tigers bat .222 with men in scoring position. Now the set, now the 2-1 pitch to Dixon. And it's just a bit high. 3-1. Tigers at the corners, 1 out, leading 1-0 in the first, and Dixon batting .270. 9 homers, 30 RBIs, and a good hitter's count. The pitch to him, and he sends one in the air, shallow right. Santana with his back to home plate, foul ground. I beg your pardon, Bradley making that over-the-shoulder catch with his back to home plate near the lower grandstand area. Wow. Bobby Bradley in his big league debut did not get a routine play the first time he's got a chance to make a contribution defensively. Had to make that catch with his back to home plate. And again, fighting that sun, and a big, big out recorded there. With a 3-1 count, Dixon fouls out to first. Good play by Bobby Bradley. 2 down. And here's Kristen Stewart, who has all kinds of power. A left-handed hitter in left field today. 1-0 Tigers, 2 down, the pitch, and it's in there, called strike. That's the one thing a couple of years ago Bobby Bradley was talking about in the clubhouse today in front of his locker, that he finally realized, hey, I've got to get better defensively. The pitch to Stewart. Swung on a soft liner toward the gap, right center. Mercado cruising over. Center fielder with the catch on the run. So how about that? Zach Plesac works out of a...
Valley Ford are your F-150 superstores. Right now, get up to $12,000 off new 2019 F-150s and up to $19,000 off remaining 2018s at Valley Ford Truck and Valley Ford of Huron.
Keep on trucking with Valley Ford Truck.
It's Geraldo
in Cleveland.
I am invested in this town.
Tomorrow morning, 9 to 10.
I'm here to stay.
On WTAM 1100.
Daniel Norris delivers a first pitch strike to Frankie Lindor. 1-0 Tigers. Lindor batting right-handed, takes strike 2. Norris, a lefty, 26 years of age, 6'2", 185. Boy, does he work in a hurry. He delivers, and Lindor swings and misses. Ball got away. Wilson picks it up to his right, lobs to first, and a 3-pitch strikeout of Frankie Lindor, who's had a tough weekend. Lindor 1 for 9 in this series. Norris is 6'2", 185. He's 26 years of age. Fastball, curve, slider, changeup. He's pitched well against the Indians in his career. Now, he hasn't faced them this season, but in 8 career outings against the Indians, he's gone 3-1 with a 3.54 lifetime ERA. He'll deliver a strike to Oscar Mercado. Mercado batting .311, 4 homers, 14 ribbies. Norris fires. Mercado fouling it back, 0-2. Kristen Stewart is in left, Jacoby Jones in center, Nick Castellanos in right, Brandon Dixon at first, Gordon Beckham at second, Nico Goodrum at short, Harold Castro at third, and Bobby Wilson, the veteran catcher. Norris works third base side of the rubber, also that abbreviated windup, and misses down and in, 1-2. He made 3 appearances out of the bullpen before going into the rotation in early April. Now the 1-2. Swing and a foul back. He's 2-5, an ERA of 4.40. 12 starts, no complete games. He only goes 5 innings a start. He averages 7 strikeouts, 2 walks per 9 innings. The pitch, swung on and missed. Good changeup away. Mercado is strikeout victim number 2. Now Carlos Santana DHing today. He'll primarily play first base, but the Indians do not want Bobby Bradley coming up here and just DHing. But Terry Francona said, look, this guy, Carlos Santana, has made himself into an all-star first baseman. Tito really feels that Santana should be an American League All-Star this year, and he wants him to play the majority of the time at first. The pitch swung on, fouled back. The other thing Tito said about that is then on days when Bobby Bradley is DHing, you can do a lot of work with him before the game just to keep getting him better and better defensively. Now the 0-1 pitch, swung on, grounded to short, gobbled up by Goodrum, sets, throws over, inning over. Well, it's a beautiful 70.
TAM 1100.
1-0, Tigers leading it. Zach Plesac facing the bottom third of the order, misses with ball 1 to second baseman Gordon Beckham. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher. The wind and the next delivery, and it's sliced foul to the right by Beckham. And the count 1-1. Gordon Beckham batting .234. 3 homers, 6 RBIs. 1-0 Tigers, second inning on a gorgeous summer afternoon off the shores of Lake Erie. The next pitch is fouled upstairs, and a 1-2 count. Zach Plesac, Tigers getting their first ever look at him. The wind and pitch, and a swing and a foul tip, just did get a piece of it. Plesac, just like the young man who got his first Major League win yesterday in his Major League debut, Aaron Savali, started the year in Double-A Akron. Now the 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Pitch outside, 2-2. So Zach Plesac ended up making 9 starts with Double-A Akron and Triple-A Columbus. Then earned this spot, the 2-2. Swung on, ripped foul down the right side. We'll do it again at 2-2. Plesac in the minor leagues this year was 4-1. Earned run average 141. He made 3 starts in Columbus. Savali made 2. Now the 2-2. Swung on, line to right field. Moving toward the line to snag it on the run is Naquin. And Tigers are putting some good swings on Zach Plesac's pitches here in the early going. Indians baseball brought to you by Everstream, Cleveland's business fiber network. Whether it's Ethernet, high-speed internet, dark fiber, or data storage, Everstream with a solution for all your data needs. For more info, go to everstream.net. Tigers up 1-0, hitting 8th today. The left-handed batter, Harold Castro, at third. And he swings at the first pitch and sends one in the air to left. Routine for Luplow, 2 down. Now catcher Bobby Wilson, most of the year in AAA, 1-for-7 in a couple of games with the Tigers. We won't have the crowd today that we've had in the first 2 games, over 30,000 for both Friday and Saturday games. A sun-drenched Sunday, bit of a breeze now that is blowing in, 73 degrees. The wind-end pitch, bullseye, 0-1 to count. Visit your Northern Ohio Buick and GMC dealers. They still have exceptional offers on all 2019 models. Plesac delivering, Wilson taking. It's in the dirt, ball 1. 1-1. Zach Plesac, 12th round pick 3 years ago out of Ball State University, where he pitched and could really swing the bat as a DH first baseman. Now the 1-1 outside a ball, 2-1. He was saying that he had a great first start in the Mid-American Conference season his junior year. The 2-1 swung on, ripped to right, foul, 2-2. Now the MAC regular season, like all college baseball conference seasons, starts in March. Just have to start that early to get all your games in. Now the 2-2 swung on, again, line to right, but foul, and the bat splintered. And so you can imagine what kind of weather you're pitching in most times in March, whether you're in Muncie, Indiana, or anywhere in the Mid-American Conference, but pitched a terrific game. And the next morning said he could hardly lift his arm. Didn't realize he had done anything on that Friday start. And Saturday morning he said, I knew I was in trouble. And he'd eventually see Dr. Kremchek in Cincinnati and have Tommy John reconstructive elbow surgery. That 2-2 pitch in tight, check swing foul. And that was the end of his college career. And boy, you feel like your dreams are shattered, because he was going to be, depending on how his year went, anywhere in probably the first 3 rounds of that draft. Plesac kicks, fires, outside, full count. What a year that was in the Mid-American Conference. From a blue-chip pitching standpoint, Kent State had Eric Lauer, who ended up being a first-round pick by San Diego. The pitch, swung on, fouled upstairs, still 3-2. So Eric Lauer and Zach Plesac are juniors in the same year, 2016. It would have been fun to see what kind of numbers Plesac had put up. Lauer, first-round pick by the Padres. Indians get Plesac in the 12th round because of the injury. They're both in Major League rotations now. The pitch swung on, fouled out of play. Still a full count. That's a quick jump to a Major League rotation. Lauer, who is from Elyria in Midview High School, has been in the Padres rotation now for 2 years, and Plesac's here now with the Indians. The pitch, a swing and a ground ball, headed to third. Ramirez has it, throws across the diamond, and
Cleveland's news, talk, and sports on WTAM 1100, and now be heard on 106.9 FM.
Well, the Indians and the Detroit Tigers Moving on to the bottom half of inning number 2 with the Tigers on top 1-0 as Daniel Norris looking sharp here in the early going. Jordan Luplow in left field today, hitting .260, 9 bombs, 23 RBIs. And the first pitch to him is a strike from the lefty Daniel Norris. Norris looking awfully sharp here in the early going and working in a hurry. Tigers put 3 on the left side of the infield as Luplow steps out to try to slow him down. That pitch nailed the inside corner. 0-2 the count. The pitch is swung on, popped him up, foul, third base side, souvenir time. And the count stays 0-2. Daniel Norris, boy, he's always been thought of as a guy that could be a big-time winner. It's never quite happened yet, but he's still young. He delivers, and it's a check swing. He went around, another strikeout. Norris has struck out Luplow and struck out 3 of the first 4 Indians. Norris is only 26 years of age. Now, last year he missed 4 months with a groin injury. He was 0-5 last year with an ERA of over 5.5. And in his time with Detroit, parts of 5 years now, he's won 13 games and lost 21 with an ERA of over 4.5. The pitch to Ramirez, he flicks one the other way, base hit. Took a backdoor slider and single to right. So Jose Ramirez, the Indians' first base runner, and he's had a good weekend. 4 for 8. Now Jason Kipnis, and on deck, Bobby Bradley, who will be making his first appearance in the Major League Batter's Box. Talk about hot. Jason Kipnis, over the last 7 games, is batting .440. And in those 7 games, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. Detroit, even though it's left on left, still play Kipnis to hit a ground ball on the right side of the infield. They've got 3 between first and second. Castro at third is even with the bag about 25 feet off the line. The set and pitch, and it's down and away, ball 1. Power Home Solar is the official solar provider of the Indians, building a movement. Visit powerhome.com or text solar 411-411. Power Home Solar, own your power. Now the 1-0, swing and a miss, good slider, and the count 1-1. On the year, Jason Kipnis hitting .235, 5 homers, 26 RBIs, but boy, he's looked vintage Jason Kipnis here over the last few weeks. Outfielders shading him a bit the other way toward left. They really are bunching him toward the gaps. The pitch, and it caught the outside edge, slider strike, 1-2. The right fielder Castellanos is literally in right center. The left fielder Stewart is well off the line and left. Not as much as Castellanos, but again toward the gap. Norris is ready. Now the 1-2. Swung on, fouled, third base side, lower deck. And the count will stay a ball and 2 strikes. We will see the Tigers again in the not-too-distant future, as the Indians and Tigers will hook up that first homestand following the All-Star break. Now the 1-2. Runner goes, pitch swung on and foul tipped. And back to first goes Ramirez. 1-0 Detroit. The Indians will see Kansas City tomorrow night. They've only played each other 3 times all year, and we're almost numerically at the halfway point. Tomorrow night will be game 78 against the Royals. The 1-2. Kipnis lines one to right field, base hit. Ramirez hits second, big turn. He better get back. He dives back. The tag made by Beckham almost got him. He took too big a turn, and Castellanos threw behind him. And Ramirez fortunate to dive back safely. Tigers may want to check if they want to have this call looked at again. But again, Jason Kipnis has a base hit, and he gets it off a left-hander. So Ramirez is safe at second. Ramirez at second, Kipnis at first on the back-to-back singles. And now Bobby Bradley's major league debut as a hitter. He was absolutely tearing up the International League with the Columbus Clippers, batting .292, 24 bombs, 55 RBIs, big, strong left-handed power hitter. Shift to the right side of the infield, the pitch, swing and a miss. He'll strike out a lot, but he was hitting .292. And his OPS, that's when you combine slugging and on-base percentage, .997. Anything above 800 is really good. Now the 0-1. Swung on, hit high in the air to deep left. Stewart is going back towards the corner, on the track, didn't make the catch. Ball hits the track, jumps into the seats, ground rule double. The major league debut of Bobby Bradley is an RBI double down the left field line to tie the game at 1. And he gets his first standing ovation at the corner of Carnegie in Ontario. How about that? He's got his mom, he's got his siblings, he's got other family and friends here today up from Mississippi. And in his first major league at bat, a towering double down the left field line that goes as a ground rule double and an RBI. Wow. Now Kevin Plawecki, Indians at second and third, tie game. Middle infielders back. Plawecki sends it foul off to the right, strike one. Bobby Bradley was so calm, cool, and collected in front of his locker this morning before the game. In fact, he said his mom and siblings were driving up from Columbus because they were in Columbus this weekend to see him play. And gets called up a couple of hours north. Now the 0-1 to Plawecki. A swing and a chopper over the head at third of Castro. In the hole, backhanded by Goodrum. Throws the ball away to first, into the Tiger dugout. In to score is Kipnis. Bradley will now come home. Plawecki will go to second. That'll be an RBI single and a throwing error. And the Indians have a 3-run rally. And Bobby Bradley's right in the middle of it. And he'll get his first dugout greeting from his major league teammates. So the Indians have had 4 straight hits. And Plawecki is at second on the throwing error by Goodrum. That ball bounced over the third baseman's head, Castro. Goodrum went a long way in the hole with a backhand. Tried to throw across the body. He did, but he threw it wildly into the Tiger dugout. So give Kevin Plawecki his 7th, make that 9th RBI. And he's at second and still only 1 out. Tribe has taken a 3-1 lead. Tyler Naquin takes down an away ball 1. And I'll tell you what a weekend and really what a season it has been for the Indians player development people, the scouts, the front office, the minor league folks, the coaches down below. The 1-0 in there is strike 1-1. You see the likes of Bobby Bradley coming up here, what we've talked about and seen all season long with the young starting pitching that has saved the Indians season. The Indians farm system is the story of the 2019 campaign. The pitch to Naquin, and he sends one high in the air, medium deep left center. Jones, the center fielder, grabbing it. Plawecki will stay at second. 2 down. Bobby Bradley was saying today that his biggest improvement this year, which for Bobby Bradley marked his 6th year in the minor leagues, was that he now reads the scouting reports. He now has a game plan against the opposition. It's just all part of the maturation process in which you have so much God-given ability when you first sign a pro contract drafted out of high school. You rely on that talent, and as you get older, you realize, hey, there's a lot more to this game. The pitch, and it's swung on and missed by Frankie Lindor, and he said, now I'm a student of the game. I'm a smarter hitter. I have a better idea of what I need to do, and it's translated into a monster year and an RBI double in his first major league at bat. 3-1 Indians. Runner at second. 2 down in the second. Lindor struck out his first time up. The Indians leadoff hitter batting right-handed. Norris is ready. Now steps off himself. So Norris had a 10-pitch first inning, and things have unraveled here with 3 runs on 4 straight hits, and he'll step off the rubber again. Plawecki at second, 2 down. The set by Norris and the pitch to Lindor. Change up away, ball 1, 1-1.
Ty, you mentioned that player development staff, and Bradley was saying that not only is manager Tony Manzolino, but he rattled off the hitting coach Andy Tracy, the roving coordinators Johnny McDonald, Travis Fryman for helping with defense.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, ball 2, 2-1.
Just really a team approach, and he took advantage of it all. They're there. Not everybody takes advantage of it, but he did to both help him hitting-wise and defensively.
Now the set by Norris. Now the 2-1 pitch to Lindor. Ball 3. Another changeup way outside. Oscar Mercado on deck. 3-1 the count on Lindor. Bobby Bradley just turned 23. What a future. Now the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled upstairs, full count. And Bradley showed you that power. That's a double down the left field line from a left-handed hitter. And it hit the warning track. It wasn't a bloop double down the left field line. A towering double down the left field line for an RBI double in his major league debut as a hitter. Now the 3-2. Swung on, hit pretty well to center. Back goes Jones on the track, looking up. This ball hits high off the 19-foot wall. Lindor's in with an RBI double. In to score from second is Kevin Plawecki. Boy, that's a big boy double there. High off the 19-foot wall in center by Frankie Lindor. And the Indians have a 4-run rally, and pitching coach Rick Anderson is heading to the mound. The Indians this inning, 4 runs on 2 doubles and 3 singles. The throwing error ends up really having no impact whatsoever. All of these runs are earned, and they're doing it today off Daniel Norris, who's given them fits, and they did it Friday night off one of the best starters in the game, another lefty, Matthew Boyd. This Indians ball club now, this has been real lately. 13-6 in the month of June. Plus before that, 2 out of 3 from Minnesota, New York, and Boston.
All of a sudden, we're talking about some nice balance offensively, which we hadn't been able to do the first couple of months of the season. But lefties, righties, doesn't really seem to matter right now who the Indians face.
Lindor at second, 2 down. The 8th man to bat is Oscar Mercado. The Indians lead it 4-1. Here's the set. And here is the pitch from Norris. A swing and a miss, strike 1. So the Indians now looking for a sweep of the Tigers back-to-back weekends. Tribe up 4-1, but a long way to go in this one. It's only the bottom of the second. 2 down with Lindor at second. And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, ripped to left, base hit. Lindor's being waved home. Here's Stewart's throw to the plate. It is way off line. In to score Lindor. Throw to second. In with a hit, first slide, Mercado. 5-1 Indians. And Oscar Mercado with an RBI single to left and then went to second on the throw to the plate. Stewart with a bad throw, and that was all in regards to the judgment of Mike Sarbaugh. The Indians' outstanding third base coach is about as good as it gets in this game on when to send runners and when to hold runners. And he never hesitated. That was a line drive base hit that got to Stewart in a hurry, but Mike Sarbaugh knew what his throwing arm was all about. Carlos Santana, batting right-handed, takes a strike. A good throw, and Lindor's a dead pigeon. But the throw was well up the third base line and wide of home plate. And that's again because Mike Sarbaugh knew who was making the throw. That pitch up and away, 1-1. All third base coaches know the opposition's throwing arms, but boy, sometimes they can get caught in between, but Sarby never does. So at second with his 15th RBI, Oscar Mercado, 5-1 Indians. The pitch turns Santana away. It's in tight, 2-1 the count. Santana, the ninth man to bat, grounded out his first time up. Tiger bullpen stays quiet. They need some innings from Daniel Norris. The set by the left-hander. He looks at second and the pitch. A swing by Santana and a weak fly, shallow right. Beckham out, Castellanos in. Castellanos, the right fielder in shallow right, retires Santana. But it was a 30-pitch inning for Daniel.
Hi, I'm Tom Hamilton. You're listening to the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network.
This is Bill Wills. Tomorrow morning at 8:45, we'll catch up with Tom Hamilton, WTAM 1100.
Zach Plesac with a first pitch strike to Jacoby Jones. Tiger leadoff hitter leading off the third, 5-1 Cleveland. Plesac's pitch waved at, and it's 0-2. Jacoby Jones became the first Tiger to lead off a game with a home run this year when he blasted a 442-foot blast to the bleachers in left center to start today's game. He swings, bangs this one wide of third, diving attempt by Ramirez towards second. Ticked off his glove, Karam's into left, base hit. Jones 2 for 2. Tigers have 4 hits. They've hit the ball hard off Zach Plesac. Here's Nick Castellanos. He doubled to left his first time up on a ball that probably should have been caught, but it looked like Jordan Luplow got a little disoriented going out toward the wall and may have lost the ball in this cloudless sky. So, runner at first. Tigers are down 5-1 as they try to claw their way back into this one. Lyft is the official rideshare partner of the Indians, making getting to and from the ballpark a home run. Download Lyft today and get going. Now the set, now the pitch. Castellanos swings and fouled it back, and he had a good rip. So Plesac's about to make his 50th pitch. Boy, the breeze has really picked up now. It is much stronger than it was at the outset, blowing straight in from right field. Now the toss over, and he almost picked off Jones. Jones always goes back standing. He's going to get picked off here pretty soon. He has been close all weekend long, going back standing and getting picked off.
Usually when it's that close on several occasions, the base runner will change it up and maybe dive back in, but not so with Jones so far.
Indians may want to challenge this. Nope. But it was close.
My Plesac, small sample size, limited starts, but really good pickoff move so far.
He's already picked off 2. Throw over, and Jones back standing again.
It's like he's daring him.
He gets picked off, and Ron Gardenhire will do more than noogie his head when he gets to the dugout. Throw over, got him! Well, that is idiotic base running by Jacoby Jones. You keep going back standing, you almost get picked off twice, and you get picked off a third attempt. 3 times Plesac's picked off a base runner, and Ron Gardenhire
Note on Plesac, that
has
was his
got
third
to be
pickoff.
about
6
ready
starts this season.
to
Pickoff.
absolutely explode again. He did on the Tigers last weekend. The pitch swung on, little flare into center. Mercado comes cruising in to grab it. 2 down. He was really unhappy with the Tiger effort last weekend against the Indians. And that's just a boneheaded play. When you're down 5-1 and you almost get picked off twice without a pitch being made, and then you get a third pickoff attempt and get nailed. Now the wind and pitch to Miguel Cabrera. It's in the dirt, a ball. Everybody makes mistakes, but how many times are you going to touch the fire and go, hey, you know what, I may get burned one of these times? Now the windup and the 1-0, and it's in there 1-1. Jacoby Jones isn't some kind of a rookie either. He's supposed to be a good base stealer and a smart player, but dumb. Now the 1-1. In there, strike 2, 1-2.
But it just seemed like Plesac could sense it, too. He just kept going over there better and better and finally got it.
Well, you're not stealing down 5-1 anyway.
You sure wouldn't think.
Now with 2 down, the pitch up high. 2-2 on Cabrera, who singled to right his first time up. Now the tone was set by Plesac in that first inning. Jacoby Jones hit that monstrous homer, and then a double and a single. And the next 3 guys were retired without a run scoring. That pitch is wide, full count. So again, as we've seen all weekend with the Tigers, they've had chances for some really big innings. And whether it's their inability to get the big hit or the Indians pitching, bottom line is they've had very few big innings. Now the payoff, hit on the ground to second baseman Jason Kipnis. He'll throw out Miguel Cabrera. The other thing the pickoff did,
In afternoons on WTAM 1100.
Jordan Luplow leads off, takes a strike from Daniel Norris. He led off last inning and struck out. Before the inning was over, the Indians batted around and scored 5. Luplow sends one in the air to medium deep center. Jacoby Jones will grab it. 5-1, Indians lead it with 1 down here in the third, and it's the Liberty Ford Grand Slam giveaway inning. And today's contestant is Dawn McAdow of Crestline. Now, Dawn McAdow of Crestline will win a brand new Ford Mustang convertible from Liberty Ford if the Indians hit a grand slam this inning. Jose Ramirez takes in tight. Visit libertyford.com to enter, and maybe you'll win that 2019 Ford Mustang convertible. The 1-0, Ramirez sends a liner towards fairly deep right center, and back to grab it is the right fielder Castellanos. So Ramirez, twice right-handed, has hit the ball hard the other way. He's 1 for 2. He's just not had the same approach left-handed. He's not hit the ball the other way left-handed. And that's really where his problems have been this year. Here's Jason Kipnis. He singled and scored last inning. 2 quick outs, 5-1 Cleveland. Third inning. Boy, this would be big for the Tigers and Daniel Norris if he can have a real quick pitch, low pitch inning. First pitch, strike to Kipnis. Norris made 30 pitches in that second frame. Norris with that abbreviated delivery and fires to Kipnis, and he bunts third base side, trickling foul. Shift is always employed on Kipnis. The third baseman Castro is well off the line, but not playing shortstop. He's playing a third base. Now he's going to go, I dare you to try to bunt with 2 strikes. He'll go play short now. 0-2 the count on Kipnis. 5-1 Cleveland in the third. The pitch. Way high and outside, 1-2. Left on left, Daniel Norris came with Matt Boyd from Toronto in the David Price trade. Kipnis grounds one towards the shortstop position, and the third baseman Castro's.
As we head to the fourth inning here at Progressive Field, Zach Plesac back to work facing the cleanup hitter Nico Goodrum, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Plesac, and it's a fastball strike on the outside corner. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton on a perfect Sunday afternoon. What a weekend it's been weather-wise. The 0-1, check swing foul back to the screen. 0-2 the count. Today, bright sunshine. Our game time temperature was 73. There's a gentle breeze blowing in. I mean, just perfect. We've had good crowds all weekend. Several of the players talking about that, too, as has Terry Francona, the Tribe manager. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, lifted foul, and out of play off to the left. Just the energy in here Friday night when the Indians came from behind to win. Then the rookie pitched so well, Aaron Savali, yesterday in a 2-0 Tribe win. And today the Indians with a 5-run second, they lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a tapper, third base side of the infield, and this is a struggle for Ramirez as the shift was on. Just a dribbler hit by Goodrum. No play by Ramirez, wisely so. He just hung on to it, and that's an infield single to open the inning. So a leadoff base runner for the Tigers, and here comes Brandon Dixon. 5 runs on 6 base hits for the Tribe, 1 run, 5 hits for the Tigers, and Detroit's committed an error. That was part of that 5-run inning for the Tribe in the second that wiped out the leadoff home run in today's game by Jacoby Jones. Brandon Dixon steps in, right-handed hitter. The pitch from Plesac, down low, ball 1. Tribe Baseball brought to you in part by Dunkin' Donuts. And remember, Dunkin' Donuts DD Perks members receive a medium, hot, or iced coffee every Monday. It's just $1 during the Indian season, so sign up for DD Perks and show your fandom every Monday. And once again, thanks to the great folks at Dunkin' Donuts. They bring the donuts every Sunday with a twist. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, foul back, and out of play. If you are a regular listener to our games, you become familiar with Rafael Collins, who informed me this week he got a promotion. He's now the president of corporate sales of the Cleveland Indians, runs the department, and he brings us our donuts. And usually there's some missing. And today he reached a new low. First, the 1-1 to Brandon Dixon. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Today, there was one missing, and Raffy crossed out the labeling on the box that said 1 dozen donuts. He crossed out dozen, put a 1 in front of the 1, so it said 11 donuts. Like that's what we were supposed to get. Like we'd be fooled on that. Unbelievable. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Waved at and missed, strike 3. He tied him up inside, and that's a strikeout for Plesac. His first on the afternoon. But, we thought we had seen it all from Raffy, and like he dug into it, his original box of colored pencils to cross that out from when he was a kid. Maybe crayons, I don't know. But yeah, he tried to pull a fast one on us, but not in this booth. No, sir. Here's Kristen Stewart. Fly to center his first time up. Infield plays into pull. Left-handed batter. The pitch from Plesac. Down low. Ball 1. By the way, that strikeout for Zach Plesac will make that our Ohio Cat strikeout of the game. Ohio Cat is your authorized Caterpillar equipment dealer. Check them out at ohiocat.com for all of your new, used, and rental equipment needs. Runner at first, 1 down. Plesac delivers. And there's a swing and a liner to the second baseman. Kipnis throws back to first in time for the out. Another bad base running play by the Tigers with the line drive right in front of him. Goodrum strayed too far off the bag, and Kipnis alertly threw back to first for the double play, and the side is retired. We head to the bottom. Pitch swinging to open the bottom of the 4th, hits a rocket back to the mound that was caught by Daniel Norris. Well, the kid is 1 for 2 in his major league debut. And, man, it sure seems like he's going to help this ball club. Obviously, very small sample size, but fun to see the potential. Kevin Plawecki, the hitter, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. So Bradley's retired on a line out to the mound. He hit a screamer, and if Norris doesn't catch it, it's into center field. Here's the pitch to Plawecki. Outside for a ball. Kevin Plawecki with an RBI base hit, his first time up in that 5-run second inning. That's helped the Indians to the 5-1 lead. The 1-1 from Norris. Breaking ball down low. 2-1 the count. Plawecki came in batting 173, but swinging the bat better of late, and he's in that challenging spot. Doesn't play every day. The 2-1, and that's a strike called on the inside corner. 2-2. Terry Francona very complimentary recently of Plawecki and how he goes about it, taking care of the pitching staff front and center. The 2-2, and that's up high for ball 3. And Plawecki playing a couple of times a week now and doing some nice work, guiding some young pitchers through their starts. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as he chased the high fastball. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. 4th strikeout for Norris. Indians baseball is brought to you in part by Dominion Energy. They'd like to remind you, whether you're an individual or contractor, state law requires that you call 811 before you dig to have the underground utilities marked. It's simple and free. Dial 811 at least 2 business days prior to digging for your safety. Here's Tyler Naquin. Fly to center his first time up. Here's the pitch, and it's outside for ball 1. No great catches yet by Naquin in right, but it's early yet. He's had quite a weekend out there in right field. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, and he pops it up right around home plate. And coming down the line, now the catcher finds it, and into foul territory goes Wilson, who initially is outside for ball 1. Indians 5, Tigers 1, as Plesac goes right back to it in the 1-0. There's a strike right in there. And the count's now 1-1 on Gordon Beckham, the veteran infielder. White Sox broke in with the 1-1, swung on, and there's a high fly ball to right center. Tracking, it's Mercado, and he makes the catch on the run in the alley in right center. A lot of room covered by Oscar Mercado, and it's going to be interesting to see how Mercado improves playing just the one position. If he'll play every day out there in center field, if that could really enhance his progress defensively, which is already pretty good, and if it really smooths out for him, not having to transition between the corners to center and back and forth, as Harold Castro steps in, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. Castro line to left his first time up. Plesac really settling in nicely. The 0-1 pitch, and there's a tapper slowly hit to third, charging Ramirez. Bare hand pickup, throws to first, and he got him. Nice play by Jose Ramirez with that bare hand pickup on a dribbler off the bat of Castro, and it's 2 quick outs for Plesac. Time for the Cleveland Clinic Caregivers Shout Out, and the good folks at the clinic remind you, wherever you are with Cleveland Clinic Express Care online, you can see a doctor virtually 24/7 on your phone or tablet. Just download the app today at clevelandclinic.org/ECO. Bobby Wilson, the number 9 hitter, steps in. The pitch to him. He swings and fouls it back for strike 1. Wilson bounced to third his first time up. 5-1, Indians lead. Looking for the sweep of the Tigers. Trying to make it 8 out of 10 in the win column. The 0-1 fastball low and outside. 1-1 the count. Wilson, veteran catcher, just up from AAA Toledo. Only his 3rd game with Detroit. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good slider that time from Plesac. Plesac with the 1 strikeout. Hasn't walked anyone and allowed the 1 run on 5 hits. He's into the line. The 1-2 swung on, popped up foul and out of play. That'll reach the club seats. Hey, download the McDonald's app. And if the Indians come up with a stolen base in this game, you'll win a free 6-piece Chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it. 1-2 the count on Bobby Wilson. Here's Plesac's pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball, right center field. Tracking it again is Mercado. Gives way to Naquin, and Naquin, the right fielder, makes the catch. And the side is retired in order. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-1, Tribe over the Tigers.
Order your custom Block C.
Can now be heard on 106.9 FM.
Francisco Lindor will lead things off for the Indians. Bottom of the 5th inning here in downtown Cleveland. Daniel Norris, the lefty, back to work. High leg kick and the pitch to Lindor. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Lindor's 1 for 2, an RBI double high off the wall in deep left center, just to the left of center back in the 2nd inning. The pitch swung on, fouled off at home plate. Quickly 0-2 on Lindor. Top of the Tribe lineup here against Norris, who's allowed the 5 runs on 6 hits. Along the way, he has struck out 4, and Norris has not walked anyone. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Lindor strikes out on 3 pitches, and there's 1 down here in the 5th. Tire Pros of Ohio is making game day travel a little more exciting. Check in when you're attending a Tribe game this summer, and you could win a free Tire Pros gift card or tickets to a future game. Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. Find out more at OhioTirePros.com. Here's Oscar Mercado, 1 for 2, and he lines one foul off the screening in front of the Tiger dugout on that first base side. Mercado with an RBI single his last time up, continuing to sizzle at the plate. Here's the pitch from Norris. Swing and a miss. Chased a high fastball, and it's 0-2. Mercado now hitting over 360 in his last 17 games with 11 runs driven in. In that number 2 spot in the lineup. Here's the 0-2. Bounced in there. Off speed. 1-2 the count. So Mercado continuing to play better and better with more time up here. Very few bumps in the road for him so far. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball high and outside. 2-2 to Oscar Mercado. And on our Metro Toyota drive to the next series, the Indians stay right here. They'll take on Kansas City starting tomorrow night, 7:10 first pitch. The 2-2. Swung on, a chopper to the third baseman. Nope, sneaks through to the shortstop. Goodrum handles it and throws on to first in time for the out. Castro is cutting over there, and Goodrum ended up making the play to shortstop. Nice play. So 2 up, 2 down. 5-1. Tribe leads as Carlos Santana steps in. This year, the Ohio 529 plan and the Indians have teamed up. They'll present a $10,000 college savings award to a Cleveland Metropolitan School District student. To sign up and enter the sweepstakes, collegeadvantage.com/Indians. Here's the pitch. And Santana drives one high and deep to right. Castellanos back. No chance. Home run, Santana. Carlos Santana continuing his bid to play here in Cleveland on the Tuesday night of the All-Star game. He hits home run number 17, and the Indians lead it 6-1. And again, that great approach to the opposite field, drives it to right, and the Indians have moved up 5 runs now on the Tigers. What a year for Carlos Santana. There's Jordan Luplow. Luplow, 0 for 2. The pitch from Norris, low and in for ball 1. It's just remarkable the discipline that Santana has had to stay with that approach from day 1 of the season. Here's the 1-0. Swung on. There's a chopper to third. Up with it. Castro fires to first in time for the out. And the side is retired. But the Indians had a run on the Santana homer. We head to the 6th.
Well, the Indians routing the Tigers 6-1 as we go to the sixth inning. Top of the order, Jacoby Jones takes a strike from Zach Plesac. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you along with Jim Rosenhaus. Gorgeous Sunday here in Cleveland as Plesac gets strike 2 in there on a changeup. Jones has the only Tiger run. He started the game with a bomb to the bleachers in left center. Single in the third, then got picked off with his club down 5-1. The 0-2, he swings, bounces it towards short, cutting in front. Ramirez, third baseman, throws out Jones, 1 down. Now Nick Castellanos, 1 for 2 with a double. Plesac getting better as this game goes on. He got roughed up in that first inning, giving up a homer, double, and a single with nobody out. Tigers led 1-0. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And the Tigers didn't score another run as Zach Plesac got out of that inning. And he has been in command since. Pretty much the way he's been since he came up from the minors. First ball swinging, grounding it to short is Castellanos. Lindor throws him out, 2 down. When this will help keep Plesac in this game longer. He's made 4 pitches this inning. 2 outs. Miguel Cabrera 1 for 2 with a single. Meanwhile, the Indians, who have always struggled against Daniel Norris, have scored 6 off of him today, including a 5-run second inning. The wind, the pitch, outside a ball. In that second inning, in Bobby Bradley's first Major League at bat, he had an RBI double. Kevin Plawecki, an RBI single. Frankie Lindor doubled home a run. Oscar Mercado singled in another run. That pitch in tight, 2-0. Carlos Santana, solo blast to right in the 5th. And it's 6-1 Tribe here in the 6th as they are looking for another sweep. That pitch is wide, 3-0. That's your Northern Ohio Ford Dealers game summary. Ford, America's best-selling brand. Plesac has 1 strikeout today. Hasn't walked anybody, but he has now. Low and away to Cabrera, and he's aboard with the first free ride of the day. So Nico Goodrum to the plate, 1 for 2 with a single. He'll swing it left-handed, switch hitter. "73 degrees. We're bathed in sunshine and a breeze blowing in." Cabrera not held. You don't have to. He just can't run anymore. Fastball is in there, called strike. He just has that right knee that there's nothing they can do for it surgically. It's just deteriorating, and it's obviously sapped him of a lot of power, and he just can't move either. The pitch, swing and a foul off the foot of Goodrum, and he's down in the count 0-2. Indians put 3 on the right side of the infield. The shortstop position is now manned by the third baseman as Plesac comes set at the belt and lets it fly. And Goodrum swings and misses, chased one down and away. And a 6-1 Indians. Jose Ramirez leading off the bottom of the 6th. And he takes a pitch low, 2-0. Ramirez has singled and lined out. He's batting right-handed. The left-hander Daniel Norris delivering. Ramirez taking. It's in there, 2-1. Ramirez, Kipnis, and Bradley here in the 6th. Tribe of the 6-1 lead. The pitch. In the dirt, ball 3, 3-1. Ramirez played right-handed straight away in the Tiger outfield, medium deep. No shift on the infield either. He's hit both of his balls the other way today, right-handed. The pitch, and he sends this one in the air to shallow center. Beckham is out. Jones in, the center fielder, in very shallow center on the run, retires Ramirez. Here's Jason Kipnis, 1 for 2 with a single. Whether you're shipping from Cleveland or through Cleveland, choose Global Transport, Northeast Ohio's preferred provider. It's for transportation and logistics management. Lefty-lefty matchup. Overloaded right side of the infield for Kipnis. Norris's pitch, and it's a slider strike. The next offering fouled straight back, and Kipnis in the hole, 0-2. Now the windup. And Daniel Norris's 2-strike pitch to the Indians' second baseman. Checked on the pitch, and he went around, strike 3. 6 strikeouts. And here's Bobby Bradley in his Major League debut up from Columbus. RBI double down the left field line and then hit a BB back up the middle that the pitcher Norris caught. He's out at Gulfport, Mississippi. Went to the same high school as former Indian Matt Lawton. Takes a curveball inside, and he said, I have known Matt Lawton since I was a little kid. I've been over at his house a lot. He's helped me with my hitting. The wind and pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. So he's good friends with the former Indians outfielder. Matt Lawton came in that Robbie Alomar trade with the Mets. Now the windup and the pitch. And it's on the outside corner, strike 1-2. He was going to play at LSU until the Indians drafted him in the 3rd round. The pitch, and he swings and misses. And Norris again today. The Indians trying to go 8-1 against Detroit, with 10 more games yet to come between these two clubs. 6-1 Indians, 7th inning. Right-hander Zach Plesac at 87 pitches delivers to Brandon Dixon, and he zips one in there, strike. Plesac hasn't struck out people today like he has in the past, and you wonder if there is any lingering carrying over from that hard day in the heat in Texas. The pitch swung on, fouled back, 0-2. But my goodness, here he is again, giving you another stellar effort. Came in with an ERA of 2.5, and he's living up to it again. Now the wind and pitch, down and away, 1-2 the count. Well, want to send along a very special hello to Wilma Isofano. She is 99 years young, lives out in Chesterland, way out on the east side. The 1-2, swung on, bounced sharply on one hop to the second baseman. Jason Kipnis throws out Dixon. Now, she is a tremendous lady, and she is the mother of Mark Isofano, who's been a long time television producer and director in the Detroit area, does the Tiger games as well as the Red Wing hockey games, and he had his crew from Detroit over to his mom's house this weekend for a great homemade Italian meal. The wind and the pitch, and Kristen Stewart takes the strike. One of the sweetest ladies you'll ever meet. 99 years young and still going strong. So all the best to Wilma Isofano. The pitch, Stewart lofts one in the air, medium deep center. It'll be caught by Mercado, and that is quickly out number 2. Here's Gordon Beckham, 0 for 2. Go to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener special tab, and use the promo code TRIBE for a special offer. MyPillow.com, promo code TRIBE, or call 800-867-0046. Plesac again looking to give the Indians 7 innings. Delivers a strike on the outside corner, and he's still throwing 94 miles an hour. and he seems to be getting stronger the deeper into this game. The right-hander's ready, and the pitch. And, boy, just missed low with the hard stuff, 1-1. Boy, all these young starting pitchers coming up from the minor leagues and giving the Indians 6 and 7 innings every time out. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. So many times youngsters come up and they just get overwhelmed, and all of a sudden your bullpen is torched. That has not been the case this year with the Indians' young starters. Now the pitch. Swung on a high bouncer to short. Lindor gets the shoulder high hop, hurries the throw. But they still lead Texas by 6.5. Minnesota, Kansas City, no score in the second inning. In the National League, Miami beating up Philadelphia again, 6-2 in the fifth inning. Phillies have lost 6 in a row, and they have fallen 5.5 games in back of Atlanta. The Braves shutting out Washington 1-0 in the fifth. Washington has gotten back into the race, but they're still 7.5 games behind the Braves. Pittsburgh with a 2-1 lead on San Diego in the fourth. Cincinnati and Milwaukee no score in the third. Cubs lead the Brewers by a half game in the Central. Mets and Cubs no score in the second. Dodgers running away in the West. Be hard to say the Dodgers aren't the best team in baseball. They have a 12-game lead in the West. They've won 5 in a row, and they easily have the best record in baseball, 53-25. Here's Kevin Plawecki, the Indians catcher, takes low from Daniel Norris for ball 1. Tribe pounding the Tigers again today, 6-1. The pitch, inside a ball, 2-0. Plawecki had an RBI single in the Indians' 5-run second inning. He's 1 for 2, batting 8th. Norris's pitch, it's high, 3-0. Looks like Zach Plesac's day is done. He gave them 7 superb, and Nick Goody is getting ready for the 8th. The pitch, bullseye, 3-1. Go to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener special tab, and use the promo code TRIBE for a special offer. MyPillow.com, promo code TRIBE. Plesac shoots one, Plawecki shoots one back foul, full count. Plesac out of Ball State, pitching to Plawecki today, who's out of Purdue. Now the payoff pitch. In there, strike 3 called. Purdue made an odd hire for their new baseball coach, as Norris has struck out 3 in a row. The guy that Kevin Plawecki and Nick Whitgren played for hasn't been the coach for a few years at Purdue. And the guy that replaced him was there 3 years and now took the head job at the University of Oregon. And Purdue brings in a baseball coach who lasted 1 year at Alabama and was fired. Here's Tyler Naquin, swinging, tapping it foul first base side. The guy Purdue hired coached a few years ago at Alabama, 1 year, and got fired because he tried to run off about 12 scholarship players, brought them in for an end-of-season meeting, said, hey, your scholarship is gone. He was trying to get what he thought were better players in. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a bouncing ball to the shortstop, handled by Goodrum, throws over. That is out number 2. And the parents were up in arms. They went to the athletic director at Alabama, and he fired the guy after 1 year, fired the head coach and the entire staff, and rightfully so. Come in there and think you're going to do that to a bunch of kids. Unfortunately, it happens way too often in college sports. Top of the order, Frankie Lindor, 1 for 3, an RBI double. And it's a strike. And Purdue now hires him as their new head coach. So if you're a kid on scholarship at Purdue, I'd double check that one. Lindor bangs one up the middle, base hit center field. So Frankie Lindor is 2 for 4 today with a double and a single. It's the one thing you don't see in the North, I should say maybe the Midwest more so, It's almost been a gentleman's agreement and a rule of thumb for, be it the Mid-American Conference or the Big Ten Conference, you don't over-recruit. You give a kid a scholarship, even though it's renewable every year. You stay true to your word. You let that kid play there, whatever it be, 4 years, 5 years tops. You know what? If you made a mistake recruiting on a kid, that's your problem. Here's Oscar Mercado swinging and driving it to right foul. It's one thing if you take a kid's scholarship away because he was an idiot or wasn't going to school or was getting into trouble, but you take a kid's scholarship away because he wasn't as good a player as you thought he was when you brought him in? What the heck?
What made him attractive to Purdue?
That's a good question.
Jeez.
Must be Price. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw to second, head first slide, and Lindor has his 11th stolen base. So the Indians have a runner at second base with 2 down. Lindor was being held at first, so if you're the team that's up 6-1, you're going to steal. If the other team plays behind you at first, basically raising the white flag, well, then you don't run. So with the Indians up 6-1 in the 7th, runner at second base, 2 down. The 1-1 to Mercado, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI single, and he bounces one to third. Handled on the glove side by Castro. Bad throw, backhanded pick out of the dirt by Dixon. Here in the month of May, Zach Plesac has made 5 starts. In 4 of them, he's gone 7 innings. My goodness, what a rookie. What a rookie. 6-1, the Indians lead the Tigers. Zach Plesac, another tremendous outing. He worked out of that first inning jam after he gave up the homer, a double, and a single. And Detroit didn't score any runs when they had first and third, nobody out after the homer. And then he dominated the Tigers the rest of the way. Nick Goody delivering, Harold Castro taking outside a ball. So Zach Plesac, if he still has an apartment in Columbus, Zach, you can turn in your keys. 7 innings. He gave up 1 run on 5 hits, struck out 2, walked 1. Castro taking, and it zings in there for a strike, 1-1. Castro 0 for 2. Boy, Nick Goody has pitched well since coming up. 7th appearance, no decisions. An ERA of 2.35. Nick Goody has struck out 13 in 7 innings. Fastball slider mix. The pitch swung on, ripped to left, opposite field single for Castro. Tigers have their 5th hit. They trail it 6-1 in the 8th. I mean, think of the future for this Indians franchise. And Corey Kluber still has 2 years left on his contract. Obviously, Carlos Carrasco, long-term deal. Trevor Bauer has just 1 year left. He's made it known he's going to become a free agent, and that's a player's right. He's earned it, as has every player once you've reached that threshold. Here's Bobby Wilson, 0 for 2, and he checks and goes around. But then the likes of Mike Clevenger and Zach Plesac and Aaron Savali and Shane Bieber and Jeffrey Rodriguez. Wow, what an incredible future. But in this game, the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. As Tito says, when you think you have enough starting pitching, that means you go get more, because you have learned this year you never have enough.
Isn't it something, Tom? And I think the offseason, the upper echelon pitching prospect was Tristan McKenzie.
Has he pitched yet?
Not yet. He's still out in Arizona.
Here's the 1-1. A swing and a ground ball by the diving Bradley at first, into right. Big turn at second, and scampering to third is Castro. And the Tigers have runners at the corners with nobody out as the 8 and 9 get aboard. And now the top of the order with the Indians up 6-1 in the 8th.
I think that just shows how fragile young pitching can be. He's trying to get back, but he's battled some shoulder issues. But the Indians continue to funnel kids through, and we've seen the fruits of that here in the last couple of weeks. I
think Danny Salazar's been given the key to Goodyear. Top of the order, here's Jacoby Jones, 2 for 3, a solo homer to left center and an infield hit that ricocheted into left. Righty-righty matchup. He takes outside a ball. He's throwing a sim games now, and then into live action this weekend. But if we ever see Danny Salazar again, I think some of us would be very surprised.
That's progress, though. For a while there was nothing, but now at least games.
There's a check swing. Peach fuzz is also progress if you're growing a goatee.
When you're 12.
Yeah. Hey, look at me, Dad. 10 more years, I got that baby in. Will you station ID? And we'll give it to you soon and give you another Barbasol Razors close shave drop in. The pitch down low, 2-1.
Just in case there's no manager's challenge today.
Yeah. It's our Peach Fuzz close shave review.
Guardian Tito have had enough.
Those are two of the great old school managers in the game. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Let's take that station ID right now on the Indians Radio Network.
News, talk, sports. This is WTAM 1100, Cleveland.
And WODC HD2 Asheville.
Home of the Indians.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Jeff Addis filling in for Stephanie Hagel and Brian Motze at Command Center. 6-1 Indians as Jones taps one foul behind the plate. 2-2 the count. We're in the 8th inning on a gorgeous Sunday. Indians 6 runs, 8 hits. Tigers 1 run, 7 hits. Tigers at the corners. Nobody out in the 8th. Bradley Zimmer is still having some shoulder issues. He's at least hitting in Arizona, but he's not throwing yet after that labrum surgery last summer. Now the 2-2 pitch. A swing by Jones and a weak fly ball to shallow right. Naquin's in, Kipnis out. Kipnis, the second baseman, grabbing it. Boy, that wind blowing in made that Kipnis's play all the way. Naquin just had so far to come, and the ball just kind of kept blowing back in toward the infield. And Kipnis stayed with it, and Jones is retired, and the Tigers still have runners at the corners. Now 1 out, 6-1 Indians. Nick Castellanos 1 for 3 with a single. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch. Way outside the ball. Danny Salazar was an all-star starter for the Cleveland Indians in 2016. But was hurt almost the rest of that second half and has been hurt basically since. The 1-0. Down low, 2-0.
Attention media here's this afternoon's paid attendance. 25,790. 25,790.
Salazar, that first half of 2016 was 10-3 with a 2.75 ERA in 17 starts. It just seems like ages ago. That pitch up and in. 3-0. And since he was 10-3 with those 17 starts in 16, Danny Salazar, in the rest of 2016, after the All-Star break, he pitched 33 innings. Here's the pitch, and it's high. Castellanos has walked. They're loaded up for Miguel Cabrera. Salazar didn't pitch at all last year, part of 17, and hasn't pitched at all here in 19. And truly, you do wonder, will we ever see him again wear an Indians uniform and pitch in a Major League game? The Indians still haven't determined, if Danny Salazar does ever get back, how he'd be used. They'll try to lengthen him out if they're able to get to that point in rehab games in the minor leagues, and have the option then to have him as a starter or a reliever. Now, we're obviously not pitching gurus up here, but I mean, we're closing in on July here in another week. Just hard to believe that Salazar can help this club in any way, shape, or form as a starter, if he can help this club at all.
Or as a starter, others have passed him by.
Yes.
They feel great about Plesac, and Savali certainly was impressive yesterday.
So the Tigers have the bases loaded with one out for Miguel Cabrera. Infield back, 6-1 Tribe. And Cabrera cuts and misses. Good slider. Miguel Cabrera is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Castro at third, Wilson at second, Castellanos at first. 6-1 Indians, one down in the Tiger eighth. The set and pitch. A swing and a miss. Boy, sticking with a slider. And the count is 0-2. And because he cannot run anymore, Cabrera hits a ball on the ground here that an infielder can get, and it'll be an easy inning-ending double play. But this guy is still dangerous, and he's still dangerous with 2 strikes. Goody is ready. The 0-2 pitch. Checked on a pitch outside. Another slider, 1-2. A lot of times, Cabrera will set up the pitcher. He'll sometimes swing at a pitch to make it look bad, going, I'll get that pitch again, and then look out. And a lot of times he does and makes the guy on the mound pay. He might be as smart a hitter as the game has seen in a long, long time. The 1-2 swung on, lifted in the air to right, medium deep. Toward the line is Naquin. Foul ground makes the catch. And nobody can tag. The runner at second started for third. The throw to the plate got beyond Plawecki, but backed up by Nick Goody. And the runner at second, Bobby Wilson, almost ran the Tigers out of the inning because Castro didn't tag to go home at third, and Wilson was almost 2/3 of the way to third, not realizing that Castro wasn't going to try to score. Wow.
The Tigers have issues, but today base running has come to the forefront. They have had a rough day on the base pass. That was almost disaster.
Base is still loaded, 2 down, and Nico Goodrum will bat left-handed. Goodrum today, 1 for 3 with a single. Switch hitting shortstop, bases loaded, 2 down, 6-1 Indians. Pitch down and in, did it hit him? No, blocked by Plawecki, rolls up the first baseline. That got the throwing hand of Plawecki, but he sacrificed it to keep a run from scoring. The Tigers, after the Jones homer in the first, had runners at the corners with nobody out and didn't score. And here in the 8th inning, had runners at the corners with nobody out and still haven't scored. Now the bases are loaded with 2 down. The pitch in there, a called strike, good slider. Boy, oh boy, has Nick Goody got that good slider going again. And he throws a lot of them, which may be why last year he had to have bone spurs removed. He basically had a season end after a month a year ago. Now the 1-1 pitch, down and in. He missed with a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. Boy, in 2017, Nick Goody was critical to the Indians' run to the division title. Had a .280 ERA. Had a .198 opponent's batting average in 56 games out of the pen. As he would be that link to Shaw, Allen, and Miller. The pitch, swung on, sliced to left, base hit. That'll score Castro. Wilson around third's coming home. The throw to the plate, head first slide, and scoring was Wilson. It was closer than you might think. Luplow had a strong throw. Staying at second was Castellanos. And the Tigers finally get that hit they haven't had really all weekend long. A 2-out, 2-run single to left by Nico Goodrum. And it's now a 6-3 Indians game with Tigers at first and second. And now 2 men are out. And Goodrum now with 23 RBIs on the year. And Brandon Dixon 0 for 3. Righty-righty matchup. 2 out, 2 on. 2 runs in. Indians up 3, 6-3 in the 8th. Nick Goody is ready. And here it comes. And it's a hanging slider for ball one. KeyBank's the banking home of the Cleveland Indians. Cover your financial bases with KeyBank. And they bring you the keys to the game. And the keys so far today, couple of them. The tremendous outing again by Zach Plesac. 7 innings, giving up a run. And then the Indians putting it all together, batting around in the second inning, scoring 5 times on 6 hits. The pitch, high again, ball 2, 2-0. And Nick Goody making a lot of pitches this inning, 26 and counting. And he hasn't had as good command today. It's a 50-50 split, strikes and balls. Normally, he pounds that strike zone. Goody is ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Good slider. The bottom fell out of it. 2-1. Goody pitched 1 year at LSU. Bobby Bradley, in his major league debut today at first, he was going to go to LSU. Of course, when you grow up in Gulfport, Mississippi, you're not even an hour outside of New Orleans. So LSU is certainly got a lot of fans in the state of Mississippi down there by the water. The pitch, swung and ripped on one hop to third. Off to chest, Ramirez runs to third. He beat the sliding Castellanos for an inning-ending force. Heck of a play by Jose Ramirez, a one-hop smash.
Cleveland's news, talk, and sports on WTAM 1100 can now be heard on 106.9 FM.
Now we'll get a look at a right-handed relief pitcher who was called up this weekend by the Tigers. His name is Jose Cisnero. Throws in the mid-90s. Fastball, slider, and changeup. He'll take over in the bottom of the 8th with the Indians up 6-3. Pretty good outing for Daniel Norris, except for one big inning. I mean, and I know that may sound kind of goofy. Here's Carlos Santana batting left-handed, takes a backdoor breaking ball for a strike. But, I mean, the Indians did nothing in this game except for one inning, and then they put it all together in the second inning. And that's been enough. The 0-1. Santana takes low 1-1. It must have been, and you'd have to ask Daniel Norris, maybe just one of those innings where he kind of just got out of sync or just got out of whack a little bit, whatever it might have been. Here's the wind-end pitch. Swing and a foul tip, 1-2. But to his credit, he gave up 5 runs in the second inning and basically shut the Indians down from that point forward. Santana's solo homer to right in the 5th, the only other run. Carlos 1 for 3 today, 17 homers now. He got that one today right-handed, his 3rd right-handed. The pitch, and it's down and in, another breaking ball, 2-2 the count. Cisnero is a right-hander who works near the first base side of the rubber. He delivers, and it's a little bit outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Jose Cisnero. Cisnero is out of the DR. Big kid, 6'3", 245. That pitch, and he missed, ball 4. So Santana gets the first walk of the game for the Indians. And that'll bring up Jordan Luplow, who's 0 for 3. Cisnero had 6 saves at Toledo, a .295 earned run average for the Mud Hens. He's been in the big leagues before, got there with Houston. Total of 33 games in the big leagues before today with Houston in 2013 and 14, so it's been a while. He's ready. And the pitch, Luplow taking a strike. Cisnero, another guy that has had to deal with the Tommy John surgery. did not pitch for an organized team in 17 or 18. The pitch. Swing and a foul back, 0-2. He missed basically all of 2015 and most of 2014, having had the Tommy John surgery. Then he pitched in independent ball, pitched in the Mexican League. The pitch, swing and a miss. Good slider, got him. So Luplow is 0 for 4 today. One down. Indians up 6-3. Jose Ramirez 1 for 3 with a single. Will bat left-handed. Cisnero getting a chance, like so many people are, to pitch for the Tigers. When you're in a full rebuild, this is what happens. The pitch. Swung on, bounced into the shift on the right side, and it gets between Gordon and Beckham into right center. And the Indians have runners at the corners as Santana kept scooting. How in a shift did that ball get between Goodrum and Beckham? Goodrum, the shortstop on the right side of the infield, went a little bit toward first, and diving in front of him was Beckham, and neither guy got it. And a base hit for Ramirez. And you could try to do that 99 more times and never get it between them like that. So the Indians have runners at first and third. The Indians have their 9th hit. And here's Jason Kipnis, 1 for 3 with a single. Shift stays employed on the right side. 3 are there. Now the set and pitch, and it's outside corner of strike. Left-hander Daniel Stumpf is now throwing in the Tiger pen. Left-hander Tyler Olson up in the Indians pen. It'd be nice not to have a save situation today. The pitch, runner goes, pitch inside. Throw to second is high, head first slide, and Ramirez has 18 steals. That's a big one there because it keeps you out of a double play. And the Indians have 2 steals today, and now the Tigers have to bring the infield in. 6-3, the Indians lead it. Jose Ramirez now with 18 steals. Kansas City's Adalberto Mondesi, who's now injured, has 27, and Malik Smith from Seattle, 21. Now the 1-1 to Kipnis, and it's high and wide, ball 2, 2-1. Indians with a 6-3 lead. They've got Santana at third, Ramirez at second. 1 out in the 8th inning. The infield is drawn in. 3 on the right side of the infield. A lot of room up the middle for Kipnis or towards the shortstop spot. The pitch. He fouled it straight back, and that's where it looked like he was trying to go shoot one there where the shortstop normally would be. And a 2-2 count on Kipnis, who's been about as locked in as anybody here over the last week. Kipnis in the last 7 games batting .440 with 3 homers, 11 RBIs, a chance to do some more late inning damage. Cisneros ready. The pitch. Kipnis fouling it upstairs. Will do it again at 2-2. Need a full-size truck? Stop by your local Toyota dealer for the Go Anywhere, Do Anything Toyota Tundra. One of 12 different Toyotas built in the U.S. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Tribe with runners second and third, 1 out, infield in. Tribe trying to expand its 6-3 lead. The pitch to Kipnis. Way outside, full count. 98 miles an hour on that 4-seamer. That actually had a little run to it. Light breeze blowing in from right on a gorgeous Sunday in downtown Cleveland. The payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled back again and out of play, and Kipnis with a really good battle going here. Still a 3-2 count. Now again a 3-2 pitch. A swing and a line drive, base hit to left. That'll score 1 run. Here comes Ramirez as well. 2-run score. Another shot the other way by Jason Kipnis. A 2-run line drive, base hit to left. And boy, the Indians really taking advantage of the throwing arm of Kristen Stewart. They're not hesitating, trying to score from second on balls hit right at Stewart. And so Santana and Ramirez score, and the Indians lead at 8-3. And Kipnis with another 2-hit game and 28 RBIs. And the Indians' second baseman has now knocked in 13 runs in the last 8 games. And Bobby Bradley in his Major League debut gets to bat again. Bobby Bradley got an RBI double down the left field line in his first Major League at bat. 1 for 3. The pitch. Off speed, outside, ball 1. The Indians have Kipnis at first. 1 down. 8th inning, Tribe up 8-3. Cisneros pitch, and Bradley takes down low, ball 2, 2-0. Well, why not get that first home run out of your system? Have it be a monster. First day in the bigs. Bobby Bradley, 6'1", 225. The 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. 3rd round pick by the Indians in 2014. Bradley had 24 homers in Columbus already. In the last 4 years in the minors, he had averaged 27 homers per season. Now the 3-0. Bullseye, 3-1. That's smart. You're up 8-3 in the 8th inning. You swing away 3-0 in your first day in the big leagues. Somebody may remind you from the other team in a hurry it's your first day. Now the 3-1 pitch to Bradley. Ball 4, it's high and wide. So another good at bat by the kid. And Kipnis will head to second. Bradley will head to first. And with 2 down, Kevin Plawecki will be the batter. And then Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, will head to the mound. And now Jake Bowers will pinch run for Bobby Bradley. And he's going to get a thunderous hand when he comes to the Indians' third base dugout. If people see it, yep. Here comes Bobby Bradley in his Major League debut. 1 for 3, an RBI double and a walk. And Bobby Bradley made his presence felt in his very first at bat, putting the Indians on top. We're actually evening the score in the second inning with an RBI double that tied the game at 1, but it was a big blow in that 5-run second inning. So Bowers will then take over at first, and Bowers will run here, and Rick Anderson will head back to the first base dugout. And the Indians 3 outs away from a second consecutive 3-game weekend sweep of the Tigers. Now Plawecki, the batter, almost got hit, jumping back for ball 1. 2 big insurance runs this inning on the Kipnis 2-run single. Tribe leading it 8-3, 2 on, 1 out. The pitch, swing, and a foul at the plate. That's already 25 pitches made this inning by Jose Cisneros. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch, swing, and a foul back. 1-2. Outfield is spread out medium deep for Kevin Plawecki. Bauer's now the runner at first. Kipnis at second. Tribe up 5 in the 8th. Cisnero is ready. Here it comes. Swing and a pop foul back and out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. Not as big a crowd as Friday and Saturday nights when we had over 30,000, but not bad. 25,790 on hand. The right-hander's next offering, off speed, and he missed inside. 2-2. Well, Houston is going to end its 7-game losing streak. They are pummeling the Yankees 8-0 in the 5th inning in the Bronx. And New York has 1 hit off Justin Verlander. The pitch. Swing by Plawecki and a routine pop, shallow left. The shortstop Goodrum, with the infield fly rule in effect, makes the catch. Plawecki is out number 2. Now Tyler Naquin 0 for 3. Jose Altuve got a home run today. He's been hurt for quite a while. Finally back. Kansas City has a 5-1 lead in the 4th inning against Minnesota, but the way the Royals bullpen has been performing and the way the Twins keep coming from behind, almost like the 95 Indians. Seems like each and every night the Twins come from behind to win. That game's got a long way to go. They're only in the 4th. Now the set, now the pitch, and Naquin takes on the outside corner, a called strike. 8-3 Indians, 2 out, 2 on. Try batting in the bottom of the 8th. The next delivery is waved at 0-2. Now the 2-strike pitch. Naquin fouling it back. We'll see the Royals tomorrow night. We've only seen the Royals for 3 games this year. General Manager Dayton Moore was asked today about maybe trading his veteran outfielder, Alex Gordon, and Dayton Moore says, I can't imagine Alex Gordon in another uniform. Now, his contract's up at the end of the year. Gordon's 35. Will he be one of those played for only one team? The pitch, high, 1-2. Gordon sounds like he'd like to keep playing. See what the Royals decide to do in their rebuild if Gordon wants to come back next year. They've got Whit Merrifield if they want to trade somebody, but Kansas City's going to ask for your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th borns for that guy. The pitch. Off speed, down and away. 2-2 the count on Naquin.
That seems reasonable. He's a good player.
About the only guy they've got that could bring them anything on the major league level.
All right, that's a tricky situation with Gordon, because how much is he going to want if he does want to keep playing, and what would the Royals be willing to give him?
Tribe up 8-3, 2 out, 2 on, the 2-2, and it's swung on, fouled back. Well, and Gordon's at the point in his career he can say no to a trade, too. We'll see Gordon and the Royals tomorrow night. He's batting .260 with 10 home runs this year. He's kind of the last of the Mohicans. The last of that. You talk about it being a great run for the Royals. It was a 2-year win, though, basically. They made the playoffs 2 years. Now, they made the World Series both years and won it once, but it just seemed like that should have been a longer window, but they're back rebuilding. Now the set. Now the 2-2 pitch to Naquin. Swing and a foul back. He's had a heck of an at-bat. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 runs home. 8-3 Tribe in the 8th. Kansas City's trying to shorten their rebuild because they keep drafting college pitchers. So they can get to the big leagues sooner. We'll see how it works. Now the 2-2 delivery. And Naquin swings and fouls it back again. So we'll do it again at 2-2.
It's amazing, though. It doesn't seem like there was any middle ground for them.
Nope.
They were just awful teams, bad records for years, and had the 2-year window you mentioned, and now they're right back in it.
Kipnis at second, Bowers at first. Again, the 2-2 offering. Swung on a little tapper foul through the first base coaching box, and this will be a double-digit at bat for Naquin. He'll soon see pitch number 10. So is it worth winning a World Series after you were irrelevant for 20 years? You win it, and then you're right back in a massive rebuild? I don't know. I guess that's up to the fans to decide. The 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Finally, the battle is won by Cisnero as he strikes out Naquin on the Simber, warms in the bullpen. Cleveland now on top of Detroit 8-3. Nick Goody went an inning, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. Tyler Olson makes his 28th appearance. He's 1-0, ERA 4.29. Left-handed hitting Kristen Stewart 0 for 3. Then Gordon Beckham, then Harold Castro. Those are the slated hitters for Ron Gardenhire's Tigers. Sinker curve change for the lefty. Almost a sidewinder is Tyler Olson. And a curveball just missed inside for ball 1. Now the pitch. Bullseye, and the count 1-1. Tyler Olson's next offering. Swing and a miss. Good curveball in on the hands. And Stewart down in the count 1-2. Second weekend in a row, it looks like the Indians will sweep the Tigers. So now they're doing what you have to do. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. Got him. Stewart strikes out. At the end of the year, they don't ask who did you beat. They ask how many wins did you have and was it enough to qualify for the playoffs. But you better beat up the teams that are rebuilding because everybody else is. And if you don't, it'll keep you out of the playoffs. And the Indians have won 3 straight division titles. That pitch in there is strike because of what they've been able to do within the division the last 3 years. They've averaged 50 wins in the division games over the last 3 years. The pitch swung on and missed 0-2. You play your division rivals 76 times. Well, if you're going 50-26, even Raffy could figure out that's 24 games above 500. Now, Raffy Collins, the pitch, a little high, 1-2. Brought us our Dunkin' Donuts and has still not figured out what a dozen stands for.
He reached a new low today. Absolutely a new low.
That's hard for him to do. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. And he gets Beckham. So Olson has struck out a pair.
For him to go into the old crayon box and cross off dozen and put 11 as what we're supposed to get, that's not right.
We'll see if Dunkin' Donuts, when it's time for them to pony up, pay their ad bill or whatever it is with the Indians, if they decide to cut it short because Raffy's cutting their donuts short. Seems fair. Terry Francona, specialist, sometimes a changeup, not many. But Adam Simber, the submarine-style right-hander, is on to pitch for the 33rd time. He's 3-2 with a 3.62 ERA. So the Indians with the lead 8-3. Tigers down to their last out. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 9th. Now the set and the pitch. Bullseye. The Indians, with a win today inside the division, would go to 16-14. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Now they're on their feet at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. Almost 26,000 rise in unison. Indians up 8-3. 2 outs, nobody on. Simbers ready. The pitch outside. He missed with a slider. 1-2. Simbers' next delivery, and it's swung on a chopper to third. Chest high hop handled by Ramirez. Quick release. Got him. Ball game. The Indians get another sweep for the second weekend in a row against the Detroit Tigers. And the Indians have now ripped off not only 3 straight, but the Indians have gone an American League best 14-6 in the month of June. And they beat the Detroit Tigers here today by a final score of 8-3. And the Indians, easily playing their best baseball of the year, for the first time this year, have moved